Alright, it's Monday again, and it's time for a homeschool recap. My kids are ages 9, 6, and 4, and today we homeschooled for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. We started our day off with a little bit of history and a video. So today was sort of a media day where we watched some videos on the 13 colonies, specifically this one right here. We actually learned a lot about New England colonies specifically. And so then I pulled out our United States of America maps, which are actually used for our geography this year. But I thought, oh, this is a great use for these sheets that I picked up at Target, and that, they actually, each kid colored the New England states, and we talked about we know which ones these already are because we've already studied them. So it's kind of interesting to see sort of when they were founded. The kids kind of enjoyed looking at that. So we normally use these for kind of, sort of testing or whatever you want to call it, but like sometimes fun little games where we drive a car and things like that over it. But instead of using it for geography, today we used it for a little bit of history. So I thought that was interesting. It was sort of a spur of the moment decision to do something like that. After that, we went into my oldest daughter and son doing their handwriting while I was working one-on-one with my youngest son. So my daughter worked on her handwriting. My oldest son worked on his cursive handwriting. Again, the Good and the Beautiful level 1, the Good and the Beautiful level 3. And after they did those, they then moved on to their independent math, which are usually fun, interactive type themed activities. This year is obviously Christmas, and my daughter got started on this, and then my son got started on this, and we could not for the longest time figure out what this is in terms of the picture, but so I had to actually look it up on my computer. And it's actually, if you guys can see it, it's a candy cane, a set of 2 candy canes with bows on them. I was like, I didn't even see that at all. My daughter actually said, "Oh, it's a candy cane." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't see it." But now I do. So she was right and I was wrong. I had no idea what it was. But again, these little fun interactive sheets where you just answer some questions and then do a color by number type thing. As well as for my daughter here, I got this one for free on Teachers Pay Teachers. This one is Teachers Pay Teachers, but it is Games for Gains, and I did pay for the themed set for that for my older son. So that was independent time. They worked on that while I worked with my son, my youngest, and he just did with me. We did one-on-one, a little game that we like to play. It's just Swat the Fly. I think they actually, make games like that now you can buy, but many years ago I did this for my older son where I just printed these off, and I can include the file down below of what I actually use. And I just put letters in, not dry erase, but I use wet erase markers specifically because they do not come off, whereas dry erase, that if I did my finger like this, they would actually come off. So I just put the letters that we're currently working on, just to kind of boost his confidence. And then I do some letters he doesn't really know as well and put those in just to kind of add a little bit each time. So I do have more flies that I use and will build throughout the year and eventually get to the whole alphabet so he knows his actual letters and has letter recognition. And then for math one-on-one today, we just did a pattern activity where we use these awesome little cute erasers, which if you guys have never seen these in the Target dollar spot, they have all different themed erasers, these little mini erasers. I've got things from summertime to wintertime, and of course all the lovely holidays. So it's super fun and cute. You can do all different kinds of patterns, and usually it comes with 3 or 4 different types of erasers. So you can do a lot of different kinds of patterns. You can do ABC, you can do ABAB, you can do AABB. We did lots of different patterns. My youngest and I just did a lot of different kinds and just had some fun with it. And that is what we did one-on-one. And so after we were done, with one-on-one things, he starts doing sort of his independent work. I like for him just to do a few things, and then he's kind of given free range to actually go into the toddler bin. So we were working on his number recognition, letter recognition, number recognition. So this is for his number recognition. He did the number 7 today, and just dotted the 7s. And then my oldest later was like, don't you want to trace your name? And he was not feeling it. So youngest was not feeling the name tracing today, and that's okay. But he did feel like doing something in this notebook, which he only does a notebook type activity if he really wants to. And it's kind of like he goes and gets it and brings it to me kind of thing. And he'll, just do different letters. And so I start big in the notebook, and eventually I get kind of smaller, to the point where, like, for example, today was, these are his letters today. So again, we're working on getting them smaller. And of course he does, and he traces with my highlighter or marker, and then he does one right beside it on his own by himself. And so, if he messes up a little bit, I might ask him to do it again like I did today, or I might not, depending on kind of like how he's doing and his attitude towards school. And that is what he did today. And after that, he just started playing in the toddler bin type activities. So while he's doing that, I then move on to one-on-one with my older kids. Again, my daughter was doing this and she wasn't quite finished. So we just moved on to one-on-one. Even though she wasn't finished with this, she will finish it tomorrow. No big deal. That's just kind of how we do things. And so for her one-on-one time today, we sometimes do writing, we sometimes do math. Every day we kind of alternate. So today we did not do math, or we did not do a writing activity. We did math. And so we talked about doubles and how we use doubles to do addition. And so we did, what are the doubles? And we went through all of those and how you effectively count by twos. She knows how to count by two, so this was pretty easy for her. And just so you know, this is the Tunstall's writing journal for first grade material. And then we also did this. So we talked about the doubles here and we went over those. And then the next thing was kind of putting them of like, okay, here are your doubles. And so this is how you do a problem where it's just one above it. So they're called neighbors. So you're adding your neighbor to that. And that's how you know that instead of 5 plus 5 is 10, then 5 plus 6 is then 11, because 6 is only one more than 5. That kind of thing. So we talked about that. We did some fun little activities with these, actually. So she had to see it firsthand. Using these erasers, we actually did the doubles and that kind of thing to add that way. We did do some reading. So we did do a little bit of language today, as well as math one-on-one, and she did her reading Bad Jack Fox. And, we introduced the qu sound, which is ick. So she knows the ICK sound and the ACK sound, but she didn't know what the QU was. So we kind of introduced that idea. Other than that, she did really well on this book and didn't really need a ton of assistance other than the qu sound. Then my son, as everything was going on with that, he is still doing his independent work, and this is his other independent work that he was working on, which was Minecraft writing journal, which has been amazing for him. Before, I could not get him to write very much at all. So he is just finishing the story today. And then what's really cool is he gets to kind of draw sort of what he wrote. So he really enjoys doing that. And it's super fun. For my son's one-on-one, we actually went to an older story that he wrote. And we worked on this one and going through it and making sure there was no grammatical mistakes. And if there were, to change it. Also the spelling of words. And that kind of thing. We just went through and sort of went sentence by sentence and edited this page. So that was really cool. He kind of likes doing that. I think it sort of enhances sort of the uses for learning grammar. So if you're going to learn grammar, and then what's really cool is turn around and then use it. You know, use that information and do something with it that's effective. For my son's math, we actually have been talking about money, and so when we talk about different topics, I like to introduce word problems. And so this is kind of some word problems using, you know, sort of a multiplication idea or a division idea, but sort of breaking it down for this one. He struggled a little bit with this and sort of kind of trying to understand exactly what it was asking. Also, there was a couple of errors in it, like it said 360 here, and I just went ahead and changed it to 3,600 because I'm pretty sure that's what it meant based on the problem. And then this one was a nightmare. I just took it out because I was like, this is frustrating me because it was written terribly and hard to understand. So then we just kind of focused on, you know, this one, and he got this one in like no time at all. He got it within like 5 seconds. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did so, give it a like and a thumbs up, and do not forget to hit that red subscribe button. We will see ya next time. Bye.